This is Fishery Bezos. He earned the title after I nearly killed him on accident like 10 times. He started from the bottom, survived, and conquered. Now he lives in luxury.
Jeffrey Bezos, CEO, entrepreneur, born in 1960.
You gon' make me need better, know that. Even with your friend, you ain't even have me lying on you. Know that, got me.
Alright, so I solved a mystery today. One of my fish had a bunch of black spots on them, which is usually a sign of ammonia poisoning, too much ammonia in the water. So I tested the water, came back negative, no ammonia. None of the other fish have these spots on them, so I was like, okay, does he have some kind of special black fungus? Or I'm not OCD about cleaning the algae off the glass because it's not actually bad for the fish. So like maybe he just gets dirty in the algae, I don't know. Well, I figured it out. This idiot wedges himself between the filter box and the glass and rubs up all in the dirt. He's totally fine, just dumb.
This is breadstick and sesame. Two loaves chillin' in a hot tub, 5 feet apart cause they're muffins.
Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. I think I'm losing my mind. Good morning to the cops. Good morning to my upstairs neighbor. And to the kids at 42. Anyone who lent me a paper. I wish that I could stop. Now I wish that I could live a little safer. I'm watching all of the nights go blue. Somebody lend me a favor. Woke up in the corner store, someone saying my name. Everybody moving around, acting like nothing had changed. So brash and unforgiving, ruled by the vibe I'm bringing, serving myself. Serving myself.
I will grow under any conditions.
I think I'm allergic to tap water.
This Ranchu goldfish is $50. I can only do $20 since you can't guarantee the fish isn't sick and won't die quickly. The fish isn't sick, but okay, I'll do $20. Fish ends up being named Loopy, having swim bladder and fin rot. Don't worry, he's all healthy and named Cantaloupe now.
Why is this fancy goldfish $50? Well, you can think of it just like dog breeds. If you want a mutt, you could get one for pretty cheap, or maybe even for free if you find the right person. That's basically the common goldfish at the store, you know, the 15-cent ones that are just long. But what if you want a husky or a pug or a corgi? You got to go to a breeder, and they're much more expensive because somebody worked hard to make it look a certain way. So it's the same with the goldfish. These have been bred to look a certain way, be certain colors, and also an older goldfish is worth more money. The most expensive goldfish I've seen so far was like $500, a really big special one, but I'm sure they could be even more expensive than that.
This is Sesame. He's a fancy goldfish. He's a Ranchu. I named him Sesame because when I got him, he was tiny. He looked like a small black sesame seed. I've had him about 7 months, and I think he's probably a year old by now. I'm hoping he turns sort of a bronzish color. He might just stay black though, it just depends on his genetics. He loves to eat, he loves to knock snails off of the glass, and he loves to follow his friend around the tank. He will probably get about baseball size by the time he's done growing. This is Breadstick. He is a Ranchu fancy goldfish. I've had him about 8 or 9 months. I got him from someone who couldn't keep him anymore. He had a bit of swim bladder disorder, but ever since I've had him, it's gotten better, and I think he'll be just fine. He loves to sift through the sand and eat. Like his friend Sesame, he also likes to knock snails off the glass. And every once in a while he gets the zoomies. He'll swim to the bottom of the tank and to the top really quick. He almost shoots out of the water. It's really funny. And I'm hoping he keeps that cute little mustache when he's older. This is Curious Kurt. He is a telescope fancy goldfish. And he's pretty much the dumb one of the group. He likes to stuff his face in the sand. He's not a super strong swimmer, but he's a very nice fish. He comes up to my hands and everything. And he is super cute. He'll probably live another 10 or 15 years. This is Baguette. He's a common goldfish, sometimes called Comet, and he is the OG. He was my first goldfish. He's probably doubled in size since I've had him. I had gotten a small pond liner and decided to put goldfish in it, and he was one of the first. He's one of the 3 original goldfish I still have. He's really fast and really hard to catch in the tank. A lot of people say you shouldn't put fancy goldfish with common goldfish because they outcompete them for food. And I'm not discounting that that's true, but Baguette does just fine with these fancy friends. As you can see, I just fed them and he's doing just fine. He's sharing, he's not taking all the food. I'm not super attached to him, but I don't want to get rid of him because he was one of the first I had. Sadly, common goldfish just aren't worth that much. Even at this size, he's probably just a $10 fish.
Becoming increasingly obvious. I can deny it no longer. I am small.
This is Golf. He is a pearl scale fancy goldfish. I'm sure he's one of 1,000 pearl scales named Golf in the world. A lot of people think he's sick when they first see him because he's so round and fat, but that's just the breed. They're really round, they only get more round as they grow. They don't swim super good, and they're super inbred. But they are so cute. Seriously, so inbred. When I first got him, you almost couldn't tell he was a pearl scale. He wasn't that round and fat, but he's starting to really grow up. He's rounding out. He'll only get more round. He's going to be even bigger than this. He'll probably live about 10 years total, and I've seen some get to the size of about a plum. But besides the inbreeding, he's pretty healthy. He likes food, he swims around just fine, and I like his colors.
One of the things that I think a lot of people do is they want to play doctor. We've talked a lot about, just put some salt in. A lot, People want to buy a whole medicine chest, treat this and treat that to see. And I used to have a microscope and I used to analyze fish poop and all sorts of stuff. I used to cut dead fish open and look at their gills and see what's on there. Fish, even in my fish room, die almost every day. Not all of them. A fry might die, 10 fry might die. A whole batch of fry sometimes might die.
You don't feed the discus fry, you get a whole batch.
Exactly. Or they get stunted and then they die, So I think playing doctor is something that is, in my opinion, a negative experience in the hobby. I have half of a medicine chest probably, but it's mostly for quarantining when we bring them back from travel.
Got a carnivorous plant for my goldfish tank. This is a Sirocenia. Apparently they like lots of light and lots of water. And I have fruit flies in the room as a bonus. The goldfish will nibble the roots to help with any rot. We'll see how it goes. Comment any tips. Doing great. It even has no growth. Apparently I will need to let it go dormant at some point. I learned it can be fed goldfish pellets, so that's cool. I might wait till it starts to die, put it outside to go dormant for a couple weeks, then bring it back in.
So I was sick of the hexagon tank and decided to get a 40-gallon breeder for my goldfish. And it was even on sale. Just one problem, it has really bad reviews. Everyone keeps saying it's leaking when they get it, or leaks soon after they get it. I set it up outside and left it for a few hours filled with water as a test, and it didn't leak, but I'm a little nervous about it. The silicone seems good, so I guess we'll just have to see. I'm going to keep a close eye on it. It makes me a little nervous though. Aqueon, you better have my back if this thing leaks. This is everything I do for my weekly tank maintenance. First things first, I unplug everything so it's off.
Then I take out the filter box and pump. The fish are always very interested in what I'm doing. I have filter media layered inside the box with the pump. Then I fill a bucket with some tank water, put the pump box in there. I have extra little media around the sides of the pump in here, so I gotta be sure to wash that out. Then I wash the rest of the filters. And I use the water from that bucket to water this plant that's under the eaves. And then I layer all my filter media back in the box. Once I put all that back together, it's time to scrub down the acrylic. I also scrub the spillways, anything that's super ugly and visible, and then I use this plastic clean and shine on the acrylic. Then I fill it back up, put some prime water conditioner in there. Once it's filled, I wait a few minutes and add fertilizer for the plants.
Kurt is sad. I can hardly stand to look at him like this. He's so cute and so sad. Telescope butterfly don't swim very well in the first place, and he's been having swim bladder problems. And I can't say I don't know why. This is an outdoor tank, and I do have 2 heaters hooked up, but it's not quite good enough. At least whenever I go to touch him, he tries to swim normally. He just gets tired and he either sits on the bottom or floats on the top. So I'm going to start giving him daily Epsom salt baths. We use 1 tablespoon to 1 gallon. So I'm doing 2 gallons, 2 tablespoons. Gotta make sure it's all dissolved. Wait a few minutes. And we pick up the poor baby and we move him over to his bath for 20 minutes. And I made these blended pea cubes. I'll feed him a little to help him. He won't be getting anything but peas for the next few weeks for sure. When the 20 minutes is up, I put him back. He'll be getting these baths once a day until he's feeling better.
This is a good question, because I was concerned about this at first too. Because we have raccoons, coyotes, feral cats, all sorts of stuff in the neighborhood. But they seem to just not care. Nothing has really been interested in the tanks. I don't know if it's just not convenient or it's too close to the house, but everyone's alive. The worst thing that's happened is a bird hit the window and fell into one of the tanks, beak first, but that's about it.
That's my boy. No, my boy! Father, help!
It's time for a little light upgrade. These were a great deal on Amazon. I wanted the plants to grow better in one of my filter tanks, and thought these would work best. They're pretty bright, and I tried them out on the main tank first just to see how it would look. Looks pretty good. I also added some new acrylic pieces to the top of the aquarium because it was getting pretty cold outside. And they actually hold in a lot of heat. It's been pretty cold outside and the water has stayed around 70 degrees, so it's great.
Helicopter, helicopter.
And get weirder. I just washed my hands. That's why they're wet.
Kurt was having swim bladder disorder problems, but he's doing way better now. Epsom salt baths, feeding him peas, and raising the temperature in the tank. It worked. He's been swimming really good. Every once in a while I see him get tired and still just kind of sit on the bottom of the tank. But for the most part, when I walk up, he starts swimming normal again. He's not spending as much time upside down. Swim bladder disorder usually comes back, so I'm going to keep a close eye on him, but I'm calling this a win for now.
I really want some miso soup. Oh my god, miso soup!
I don't need any more goldfish. Just kidding, I definitely do. I love this shop, Asia Gift and Aquarium. They had panda telescopes for the first time I've ever seen them, so I had to get one. These fish, they're not fat enough. I have a game plan to grow out these ranchu to be chonkers. They're all about the same age and same size. I'm gonna raise the temperature with this heater. Got my thermometer here, and I got 3 different types of food. So I'm gonna do a lot of water changes too, and I'll keep track of my progress as these guys grow. I'll try to take a weekly progress to see their growth. I'll get a ruler and do measurement pictures and everything. Oh, and this is tofu, sesame, breadstick, and Mr. Tomato. I decided to weigh the goldfish at the beginning of my grow out period. So I'm just gonna zero out the scale with a bowl and some water. And I'll weigh one at a time. First up is tofu. He weighs 0.6 ounces. Then we got breadstick up next. Also 0.6 ounces. Then we got sesame. Ooh, 0.7 ounces. He's the winner. And then Mr. Tomato's 0.6 ounces. I'm actually really surprised they're basically all the same weight. I got them all at different times, so should be interesting to see them grow. PetSmart, are they good fish keepers? No. Do I still go there? Yes. And what do I find? Super good deals. This was just sitting pretty on the shelf waiting for me. Normally $150, and it was 75% off. Sure, it was missing the power cord and all the tubes, but I bought a new power cord, and I have extra tubes. So this is awesome.
When I eat, it is the food that is scared.
New moving bed media filter. Saw it from Lay at Goldfish Corner on YouTube. Check out his channel. Honestly, I'm just excited because it moves. I think that's cool. Unboxing time. You always want to rinse off new stuff you're putting in your tank. I should have used tank water. I just forgot. That's my bad. It was really quick to install, and I'll keep the old sponge filter in the tank until the new filter cycles. And the longer the new moving bed media filters in there, it'll start to spin like a vortex, which looks super cool. This is one of the first fish I had got, Alfredo. He was a red caparanda. This was the pond setup I had about a year ago. He was a really good fish, really friendly, really cute. But sadly, I didn't know that he was sick, and I didn't have the skills to treat him. So he got dropsy and passed away. But he lives on as Cyborg Alfredo. He lives on vacuuming our floor, and I thank him every day. It is the first snow with my outdoor tanks. I have 2 heaters hooked up, and it's about 55 degrees in the water, which is pretty good considering it's like 28 outside. According to some Goldfish pros, if I keep it above 45, I'm good. Day 2 of Snowmageddon for my fish. It's pretty cold out. The pothos is dying. The Sarachenia likes the cold. It's like 18 degrees outside, but it's still 47 degrees in the water, so that's pretty good. I wanted to keep it above like 45. The water celery's totally wilted. And the fish are doing pretty good. A lot of good goldfish breeders keep their fancy goldfish outside over winter, but that's over several generations. Mine are first generation cold water goldfish, so we'll see how they do. Most goldfish now are bred in really warm water, so they're not used to this.